Okay. Yeah, we are live. Avik sir, you can take over. Thank you. Uh, and you can
Yeah.
start your screen sharing now. Let me stop.
Just a minute, I'm just adding few things. Just okay. So first of all, very good evening, everyone, and as well as I would like to uh, say happy Women's Day belated to everyone who were means all the females, female candidates, and from all over the world who are joining here. Uh, Now let's coming to the point that what we are going to means learn today. It is basically see. I guess so many of you might have the understanding about Flask, might have the understanding that what is going on, but still, uh, before I am going to start, should I means know a little bit about means from you. Let me open my video as well. Okay, and can I know something about the that? What do you guys feel about the Flask, and why do we need this Flask? Do there is any alternative? Then, if yes, then what is that? And how we can leverage the Flask functionality, and is there any constraint that we should have, that okay, Flask is constrained to some little bit tools, or it is like that anything can be used as a tool, but the total concept is deployment of Flask. So very quick short note from any one of you, or any, I mean, two of you, that about Flask, anything. uh, because see, if you people are not saying something, then how can I understand that, that what is, yes, Ishant, anything, what do you know, means what you want to say.
Are not allowed to, unmute themselves in this setup, so they can send the messages in the chat section.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay, so in the chat section, classes library in Python used for web dev. Okay. um to Flask, Dask, Celebrity, Rabbit, and Q as alternative to Flask. Uh, can I say by any chance PyQt5 also a little bit alternative to Flask, or it is not? Can I say PyQt5? Um, okay, so there are so many questions. Let me say start about Flask. Flask's library is used in Python development of a model. Okay. Qt5 is GUI. Perfect. Yes, Vaibhav. Okay, so someone said that what is the difference between API and framework, and how about APIs? So uh, although we are saying about it is Flask API, it's basically means backend and front end of your application. Let's say you are going to deploy any model. Okay. Um, then you all, as a data science guys, can able to build a model. You can build a machine learning model, or KNN model, or CNN model, and then run it. Now, as an end user, suppose I am the end user, you would might say that yes, I can create an endpoint, and you just need to trigger that, and you need to pass some parameters and data, then my API will work. Fair enough. But what if that if the user also have some uh, feasibility, that the user can also select some parameters, the user can see the view of the output of your model, and also can able to play with the data in the web. So this will excite user to more involve in your product. So it's nothing but a product, right? So this model building is just a part of the product. Until and unless your model is going to be a product, no one can sell it. So that's why, as a data science persons, we also need to, not very much, but at least need to have some idea that what is Flask, because anyways we have the front end people like, um, what I say, that HTML, PHP, AngularJS, uh, then Laravel. So these are the people who can design the front end for you. They can design that code to you to integrate with the Python in the back end, and also when include the database as well. But you, as a developer, let's say you need to show something to someone, to the end user or to your client, like that, and you need to create the functionality and to show as a POC, that is a proof of concept. So how you can show it, it's not possible, no, because every time you need to include lots of people, or like 3 to 4 people who are very specialized in different projects, and then means different tools, and they are helping you to showcase, because it's not possible. It's you to basically first show your capability or your product that this is working fine, and then someone will say that okay, it will work fine, let's go to the next level of this product. So that's why this Flask API, you can say, to help you to showcase your capability. Okay, now let's go to this thing. My Let me set it first. Give me some time. Okay. Sharing my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, sir. Your screen is visible now.
Okay, fair enough. So see, and there is two. Okay, let me. Let me first start with this thing. Okay, so first thing is that in the Flask API we have two part. One is the Python part. Let's, as we are all in Python majorly, major candidates are here in Python, and second one is the front end part, that is the HTML or PHP, whatever you are feasible, or whatever you are very accustomed with to develop. Now this two thing has the other naming convention, that is the front end and back end. You can select this way as well, because ultimately the HTML page, let's talk about the HTML page. So HTML page will help you to present your capability, that what is you are going to show, and then the backend, that is Python is basically do major type of work. So always remember that any calculation or any type of engineering thing, you should ensure that should be done via Python. And if there is any data modeling or data augmentation, or you can say data processing part, you should use SQL stored procedure, because if you want to capture or collect any data from the SQL server, then if you use Python, then it is little more time consuming. But if you have a stored procedure ready, then you just need to call the stored procedure, and it will collect the data from the SQL server. As well as it is better to have, if you have certain amount of data to store or show in as a graphical representation, that is you already know, aware of that, this is the parameters you need to showcase. Then you can also create the views from your raw data set, that is the actual master database. So once you create the view for create the view from your master database using the stored procedure, then it will help in terms of time, because uh, it will already created by yourself as using the to store procedure, and then the front end will consume the data very quickly with a less amount of time with more effectiveness. So this will excite users, because nowadays people are more in time thing, because of if so many people don't have lots of time to spend, right? So that's why the thing is that uh, okay. So now coming to our basically working session. So let's open the okay. Okay, for you I basically create these things. Let me write few part. Okay, so first of all, for creating any Flask procedure or Flask application, we need to import some packages. So what are those packages? Those are okay. From Flask means Flask is the package you need to install. That is capital F Lask Flask, and then from Flask you need to import Flask render template. So what is the usage of render template? The usage of render template is not nothing but sorry, is nothing but show your HTML page that you have created. Okay. Next we have one separate thing, that is the request. So what is the use of request? Request is basically help you to collect the data from your front end. That is the HTML side. So if someone is going to input something within that form, then this request segment or the request module will help you to capture the data. Now, this is not needed highly, but this is good to have, because Flash is nothing but a functionality that will help you in terms of viewing. Because say you are going to log in somewhere, then this Flash using this Flash function or Flash module, you can flash your message on the top of the screen that you are successfully logged in, or you have completed your data entry properly. Like this way you can do. Next we have JSONify. JSONify is nothing but it's JSON format, so that the whatever the data we are getting, or whatever the data we are pushing to the front end, it 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 can be transformed as a JSON value, because using JSON value is much useful in terms of uh, in terms of the communication between the front end and back end. Okay. Next we
Hi, sir.
have yeah.
Can you please zoom in a little bit so that the fonts get bigger? So you,
Okay, let me,
yeah, if it is. I mean,
mm, I don't know. Uh, Anyone has any idea how to increase the font? I generally didn't do that.
yeah, actually, it is looking slightly smaller. Uh, Sir, please try control plus 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 means control and double plus. or in view section maybe.
Window section. Store active tool editor tab. Mm,
We are getting few suggestions in the chat section, so if you can check it out.
Increase font size. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, correct.
Okay, this one. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
no
I
problem.
I learn it from this
Yeah.
session. Thank you.
Please
Okay.
continue.
Okay. So okay, what I was saying, JSONify. Now coming to the next module, that is the redirect one. Redirect is the module that will help you to uh, go to another page. Like for example, you are logging in through some module, and then the login page will go somewhere, like some dashboard, some KPI, some data entry things, or anything else. Now redirect is what? Redirect will help you to, after logging in, after your successful validation, it will redirect the URL to some page that you mentioned in the code. That is the usage of this redirect module. Now we have another module, that is URL for. URL for is basically used uh, is basically used for suppose say there is um, uh, the redirect thing. Okay, now redirect module itself not able to redirect your URL to somewhere, because let's say right now you are in form login page. Okay, now if you redirect it to somewhere else, then it will not work, because redirect function or redirect module again need some location. So this URL for is that part that will help you to set the location. So it's basically the double function, you can say redirect, then URL for, and then which location you want to go. Okay, and these locations are nothing but the function, the the path you are setting in this position, that is the app root. Now someone can say that, okay, why we need this app.root? We will come later. First of all, let's go step by step. Next step is that initialization. So right now we are using the Flask. Then to use this Flask functionality, we need to first initialize that, or we are saying the system that let's initialize that this object, so that we can run run the Flask in backend as as a server, or as an environment. Okay, so here we are saying these two values. So what is the use of these two values? These two values are is nothing but um, uh, two components. First is name is initialization thing, that is not as of now required. But this template folder is what? This template folder is basically used for basically for storing the HTML fonts, like whatever the HTML fonts you created, it will help you to store that. Okay. Now let me go to the next step. That is the this thing. So these things is not highly needed. It's only needed whenever we need some secrecy, we need some privacy thing, or we need to in do some s- configuration strictness, that it should not logged in by anyone else. Whoever has a secret key, they only can log in. In that case, we need that. Other than that, it is as of now not needed. Now coming to the last part first, because we will follow now from bottom up approach. So first of all, this is the main thing of any Flask development, and that is what, that is the if underscore underscore name, then underscore equal to main. So you can take, as of now, you can take, this is the actual format you need to maintain for a Flask application. Now this is the part of app.run debug equal to false. So if you do debug equal to true, then what happened? Then it's basically your application might be slower for some time, because it is basically debugging your each step and giving you the results, that what is the error if there is something. Okay, and if there is no error, then also it will uh, do debug each and every step, and that's why your application might slow if your system is not too highly configured. So in that scenario, generally developers do the debug equal to false. Next part is the binding the port. So port is why the ports are required. Ports are basically required because suppose there are systems who are basically or who have basically some restricted ports. Suppose I say that okay, my login page or my application will work only 5000 port. It will not work in any other port. That's mean you are setting your port, you are setting your Flask application to run in certain in certain range or certain amount of certain number of port. This is means this is needed. Why? Because this is needed only in that case where you have some data concern or you have some restrictions that that your application will be run from this port only, so that you can track entire thing. That is one. Second thing is that this port is basically help you to to take control of on your application. Okay, now we have the host. So host is, we should not give the host name as a 0.0.0.0 or localhost, because the, generally we should not do, but here for test showing purpose I am giving this. But why means why we will not do this? The reason is behind this host addresses are the open addresses, like open websites. So if you host this thing, suppose you have some confidential data, and you host your application in this host address, then it is in open market and on open website, and then anyone who are very in cyber security thing, they can easily track and hack your data or hack your application. So in that scenario, we need to restrict the host as well, that my host address is this and my port address is this, so that you can include some firewalls, some policies, security policies, so that no one can access your application without your awareness. Any question till now? uh, any question? Okay. So let's coming to the next part. So suppose the next part is the app root. So this is basically, let me see. Let me take some questions. Mhm. Okay, so let me copy this thing in some minute. Okay. So anyone have any question till now, or we should proceed? I guess no one have lots of questions as of now. The collaterals on the servers are kind and contains logic to send up great data back to client. Perfect. David, you were saying, right? David again saying justify is a part of class, whereas descendant terms is a method. Okay, okay. Okay. Yeah, David, whatever you told, it's totally right. It's not wrong. Uh, Now coming, but why I'm going slowly, because there are lots of participants who are very novice and who are very fresher in this field. That's why I'm going very slowly. Now coming to this part. So this part is what? This part is basically the starting point of your application. Like I wrote is like this. This I put here because this is the root directory. Okay, this is the root directory of your application, so that if anyone is going to open your application or log in your application, then they can directly go to the this page. Now this login.html is what? This login.html is that, let me, here you can see I basically wrote a very simple things for your understanding, where I write in a html way. Here the, this is the formats of starting some html page. These are some css. This is the title, and this is the configurations. Now this is the image where what I need to show in the front end, at the top. This is the message. This is the again a statement that need to be done, and these are the input boxes that need to be entered as a text. Okay, so this is what I wrote here. Now if we quickly run this thing, so here you can see the path, the Flask has been run here, and this is the URL. Okay, so if we go to this URL, let me know if you can see my screen again. You can see my screen, right, or not? Let me open. Okay, so this, I guess you can see my screen now. So this is the thing where you can see that now it is in the portion where we have some banner kind of thing that I designed. Now this is the message, this is login, and then we have the UID and password. So once we enter the UID and password, then what will happen? Then it will go to the next page. Now suppose, let's say I haven't write it here, but I can write it right away. Just a minute. We have, purpose. I can show you. No. Okay, let me try now. Okay, let me run it again. And it's coming right. I will show you. Uh, Now this is not coming properly. The, this is what it is not coming, because there is something we have missed, and what is that? We have missed the form selection. So let me see, where is the form. Form is basically, uh, and let me stop this, let me run this. Okay, this is again not coming properly. Okay, so let me open the URL. Data entry form, where is that? Invite info. Okay, so here you can see some data entry form here. Okay, so these are the few sample things here. These are basically written like this way to identify that okay, these are the editing. If someone need to edit, that is a separate scenario again. These are the simple form that I need to add, and like this way, this will again come to this part. Now you can see this message, right? So these messages are the flashing messages. Flashing message is basically show you that whether it's a success or error. Okay, so I guess this is what we need as a in terms of first start, or you can say as a starting point of Flask, because Flask has multiple scenarios, multiple use cases, and then we have the data entry validation part, which is uh, not complete, not able means I'm not able to complete the entire data entry from right away, because it's need again 1.5 hour, because every line need to be validated and every line need to be captured and then again pass the entire data to your backend, so that your data is being validated and then it will save it to the database. So this is way the Flask, so this is basically the starting point of Flask. Now we need to then need to understand that how we can store the data and then use the data. That's why I mark it this as a part one session, because in the next session we need to understand that how we can push the data to our database and then collect the data from our database and again push back to our front end. So any question from anyone till now?
Sir, there is one in the Q&A section.
Hmm.
If you're able to see,
Sorry.
if you're able to see, there is one in the Q&A section, or shall I read it out for you?
Q&A section. Let me. Where is it? Q&A section.
Uh, Beside participants,
Okay,
polls,
okay.
but yeah.
We need Flask to expose our AI models or solution pipeline as a piece so that other components in our overall solution consume them. Mm, Not really, Narendra, because see, you are saying that we need Flask to expose our AI models or solution pipelines as APIs. Then why we need Flask? Because Flask is basically helping you to create the front end. Then in your case you can use REST API. So REST API will be created like this way to create the endpoints, and then the user can consume your endpoint to collect the data and do some AI applications uses, right? So Flask API only being needed where we need the front end to the user, so that user can use it. Other than that, we don't need Flask API. We can use the REST API or other yeah, endpoint functionalities that we have in the AWS or Azure. Uh, can we have more slides? More slides. See, slides. It can be done, but slides is not a good thing. I feel it will be good if we have um, some working sessions, some code, so that you all can also write the code on your own, and then put your errors or put your questions here, so that we can run the code simultaneously. Other than that, I can show you the slides. You can also have Flask is very simple thing which you can get anywhere from the YouTube or anywhere from the Amazon booklets, bookstores. So that is not the patch, right? We need to understand that how to use it, or means what is the basic foundation of the Flask API. That's it. Okay. Okay, I guess today is Thursday, and I am not taking a lot of time, but I guess I'm done from my side.
Yeah, we I can't see much questions either. So I suppose there aren't. Okay, so let me
uh,
check.
we can use REST API, or you are saying framework. Framework, there is lots of frameworks, but for the API thing, even you can use it. Azure itself has some API functionalities. You can use it, or AWS itself, it you can use it. But you are saying other than cloud. So if you are saying other than cloud, then I guess REST API is the one of the most popular thing for creating the APIs. That's the thing. Okay.
Yeah,
And
thanks a lot, Avik sir. On
okay.
behalf of Analytics Vidya, I would like to thank you for your time and for delivering such a wonderful session. I am sure our audience found it insightful, and hopefully we can conduct more such sessions with you in the future.
Thank you.
I
Thanks a
ho-
lot.
I hope you guys have filled in the feedback poll, the attendees. If not, please fill in the feedback poll as it helps us to conduct more such sessions. If you wish to conduct a webinar or facing any difficulty in registering for any upcoming webinar, connect with us at datahour@analyticsvidya.com. You can find this in the chat section. The recording of this session will be available within 2 days on our YouTube channel. The link is in the chat section. Also, this is going live on YouTube, so you can check it out there as well. Uh, we have upcoming data hour sessions. So there is one data hour session which is today at 8:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. So you guys can check that out as well and register for that as per your interest. And the upcoming data hour sessions, the link is in the chat section, so you guys can check that out. Uh, we will be back with another session of the data hour. Till then, bye bye and keep learning. Thank you so much, everyone. Yeah, Anisa, you can find your answer in the chat section. There is an email ID from us, and this will be shared with you on your registered email ID. Thank you so much, everyone. Keep learning. Bye bye.